questions about the audit, the 2009 and 2008 audits. And I want to thank Jamie for getting the information and getting it to me early so that I could review it. So I really appreciate that. And I also want to say that I was on steroid 2 weeks ago, and it didn't work well with my body. It was like giving a pit bull a steroid, and I apologize if I came off a little strong. I'm not on the medicine. Things are a whole lot better. So I don't want to have any kind of attitude or appear to have one. With the information that I received, the first one I'm going to address is the Lebanon County Good Samaritan Hospital Authority. I was totally off base. It's an authority. And since it was actually recommended December 3rd, 1970, that was when we had 2 Democrats on the board, so of course it was
No,
a good
that's not
idea.
when we had 2 Democrats on the board.
Oh,
1976 is when we had 2 Democrats on the board.
you're right.
I know that.
Oh, Feather Carpenter and Swan.
No, not Carpenter.
That
I
was
wasn't here in
94.
'70.
That was 94 when they changed the
Oh,
name.
94, okay. Right. But it was initiated by
Fisher, Bainey, and Feather.
Fisher Baby. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, it's still good. I was totally off base. The investment policy concerning the county pension plan and the investment in foreign based companies. According to my examination, in 2007 you had $2,000,003 in foreign investments. 2008 it was only 905, but in 2009 it was 4 million. And your policy that was sent and it was signed by everybody does say on page 5 of the policy that that you can invest up to 10% of equity assets in American depository receipts in foreign stock that is traded on the U.S. exchange, but it also does say that the denomination should be in U.S. dollars. And if you look at the auditor's report, at the audit reports, you'll see that the currency that the auditors included in their report to show that there might be a discrepancy in that you've used foreign investments inappropriately, or at least had the investment. If you look at the currency that they have everything from euros to yangs to new Taiwan dollars, and my personal favorite is the new shekel. So perhaps there is
I think they're just showing you the conversion rates there. I mean, we deal with American money, but they'll show you the conversion rates, you know, the euros or florians or yen or whatever.
Well, I think there might be a misunderstanding on the part of the auditors or on the part of the funded investment to put them in. Perhaps it's just a misunderstanding on the part of the auditors. I don't know, but I think you're going to be cited for not cited as a finding, but recognize that perhaps you're not following policy. It'll just take a quick question to the auditors and then make the adjustments from there. But if somebody doesn't look at it and doesn't recognize that there might be a problem,
But what would the problem be?
that the auditors say in the audit report that you have, first of all, that you don't have an investment policy in anything other than the pension trust, and that the pension trust clearly states that 10% of foreign and in U.S. currency. So
Well,
they're
that's what
saying,
we deal with U.S. currency. We aren't trading in euros, but there's a conversion rate when they make the deal. If they're doing a company in Germany or something, that would convert, you'd have the conversion ratio at that particular point in time. Which, I mean, these rates change every day. The rate between the U.S. dollar and every other currency in the world, fluctuates every day.
Well, then perhaps the auditors are misunderstanding what you want it to, what the policy to represent.
Well, I don't
Because
think
on
they've done a
page
bad job.
on page 41 of the audit, on 2009, 2008, it says foreign currency risk. And it says that the county does not have a formal policy to limit foreign currency risk with the exception of the pension fund. The county pension fund invest policy does not permit any asset allocation to foreign equities. And it also states that the county's pension fund had the following foreign risk exposure.
Kathy,
Well,
I'll
we're
make
not-
sure that we get that looked at.
Thank
It's
you.
probably
Yeah.
just carried forward that it didn't get into the
And
audit.
I agree.
And
I
talking
just
to
think it's
Mark-
something that ought to be looked
I
at.
talked to Ryan Zoll and Mark. Actually, what they had gotten was an investment policy, I think, from Stiefel, and Stiefel, they missed that part of it, because remember, we had added that on when we were talking about that, so.
Right.
that will
Pension
be
fund's the
corrected.
only fund we have any foreign investments or any
And that will
kind,
be
all the other
corrected.
investments are
And that will be
Jonestown
corrected on
Bank,
this
Fredericksburg Bank, what are some of the others, Metro, or even
Fulton,
Fulton?
Metro.
Yeah, they're all, what we do here, other than the retirement board, is all local.
Right.
So so that the statement's accurate, we don't, because we haven't invested any of the monies we get here and that go through the system in